I'm 33M. 8 months ago, I got engaged to Amy, 30F. We'd been dating 3 years, living together for 2 of them in a house I purchased alone, a full year before I ever met her. The wedding was set for this autumn. Venue booked, vendors locked in, most deposits paid by her parents because they wanted something grand. Then, roughly 8 weeks ago, Amy sat me down and said, "I need to figure out who I am before we walk down the aisle. I think we should pause things for a little while." Translation: she wanted a hall pass without the guilt. I stayed calm. "How long are you thinking? Maybe 6 weeks? 8 at the most. I just need breathing room, away from all the wedding noise." "And where will you stay?" Sarah offered her loft downtown. She's barely ever there because of work. Sarah, the same perpetually single friend who'd been whispering in Amy's ear for months that 30 is too young to lock it down, that she should live a little first. Of course, I looked at the woman I was supposed to marry in 4 months and said, "Take whatever time you need." She blinked, surprised there was no argument. "You're really okay with this?" "Completely." She smiled like I'd just handed her a gift. "I love you, Mark. This is for us, you'll see." That night, she packed 2 massive suitcases, far more than a short break requires, kissed me goodbye, and handed me her house key. "Won't be needing this while I'm soul-searching," she said with a wink, then drove away. Here's what she forgot. The house is solely in my name. Deed, mortgage, utilities, everything. I bought it before she existed in my life. We never merged finances. She insisted on keeping her independence and paid me monthly rent via Venmo, always labeled Rent Amy. While she was gone, developers had been blowing up my phone for over a year. My corner lot in a rapidly gentrifying area was apparently gold for a mid-rise condo project. I'd ignored them because Amy loved the house, and we were building a future. Priorities change. Monday morning, I called the most aggressive buyer back. "Still want the property on Maple?" "More than ever. We can go $380,000 cash, 45-day close." Market value was maybe $280,000. They were paying a premium to move fast and demolish. I had a real estate attorney review everything by Tuesday. His verdict: I can sell whenever I want. She has 0 ownership claim. Her rent payments and the fact we never coming let assets made her legally a tenant, nothing more. I just had to give proper notice for her belongings. Wednesday, I signed the purchase agreement. Thursday, I texted Amy. "We need to talk about your things. You've moved out. Please let me know your plan for picking them up." She called me that night, music thumping in the background. "Hey babe, what's up with my stuff? You surrendered your key and took 2 suitcases. That's moving out. The house situation is changing and I need certainty." "What do you mean changing?" "I'm making decisions about the property. Your belongings can't stay indefinitely." "Mark, relax. They'll be fine until I'm ready to come home." "That may not be an option. Can you retrieve them this weekend?" "I'm not ready yet." I gave her 7 days. She ignored it. The next week, I rented a climate-controlled storage unit, photographed every single item as I boxed it, kept receipts, and moved every shoe, dress, and framed photo she owned. I texted her the unit number, code, and instructions. "Contact the facility directly. Payment starts next month." Her reply: "I can't believe you're doing this to me. You wanted space. You now have an entire 10 by 20 unit of it." Over the following weeks, her social media turned into a highlight reel of freedom. Rooftop bars, music festivals, girls' trips, bottle service, and, yes, new male faces popping up in stories and tagged photos. One weekend in Miami featured her practically in some dude's lap at dinner. Mutual friends started texting me screenshots with the raised eyebrow emoji. Meanwhile, I cleared inspections, appraisals, and signed the final closing docs. Week 6, she called. "Hey, I think I'm almost ready to come home. I've got so much clarity now." "Fantastic," I said. "When were you thinking?" "Maybe soon. I miss you. I miss us. We'll talk when you're back." Week 7, the sale closed. $380,000 hit my account. Title transferred. Keys handed over. Week 8, Saturday morning, I met the new owners at the house to give them the spares and a heads up. An ex-fiancée who doesn't yet know the house sold might show up today. She's been away 2 months. Just sending her on her way should suffice. At 3:12 p.m. my phone exploded. "Mark, there are strangers in our house, and they say they own it." "What did you do?" "I sold my house. Closed last week." Dead silence. "You sold our home while I was gone." "My home. The one I bought alone." The one only my name was ever on. But I lived there. You moved out, remember? To discover yourself. This was temporary. You needed 8 weeks to decide if you actually wanted to marry me. I needed 8 weeks to decide I deserve someone who doesn't. She screamed, cried, begged. I reminded her all her possessions were safe in storage. Here's the address again, and ended the call. The fallout was predictable. Sunday through Monday, 30+ missed calls, texts swinging between rage, "You're a monster," and bargaining, "I'll do anything. Please take me back." Tuesday, Sarah called to yell at me for destroying Amy's life. I pointed out Amy destroyed her own life the moment she thought she could press pause on a fiancé. Sarah had no comeback. Wednesday, Amy's mom rang, voice trembling. After I walked her through the timeline and suggested she scroll Amy's Instagram from the last 2 months, the call ended quickly. Thursday, Amy ambushed me outside my office at lunch, mascara already pre-ruined. We rehashed the same points. She insisted nothing happened with anyone. I told her it didn't matter. The fact she needed to find out was the entire problem. 3 months later, the dust has settled. Amy moved back in with her parents while apartment hunting. Word is she tells anyone who will listen that I'm vindictive and heartless, conveniently omitting the part where she ditched her fiancé 8 weeks before the wedding to live a little. Her family ate almost all the wedding deposits. Her mom called once asking if I'd help cover the losses since I'm the one who ended things. I reminded her Amy ended things the day she packed her bags. I've been dating someone new for about a month. When I told her the full saga, her immediate reaction was, "Wait," she asked for a break right before the wedding. Who does that? Exactly. Amy still tries every few weeks. Texts about counseling, offers to sign any prenup I want, promises she's learned her lesson. But the lesson wasn't for me to learn. She thought she could sample the single life, keep me warming the bench, and slide back into her old life whenever she got bored. Instead, she came home to an empty house that wasn't hers anymore and learned, at 30, that actions actually do have consequences. I didn't burn her world down out of spite. I simply stopped holding the door open while she went looking for a better one. She asked for all the time and space she needed to find herself. Turns out when she finally looked in the mirror, the reflection didn't have a house key anymore. Perfect justice. 6 months post-sale, almost a full year since the break began. Amy still lives in a small one-bedroom she rented in the trendy part of the city she used to party in. Irony is thick. Mutual friends say she hates the place because the walls are thin, the parking is impossible, and every time she walks past a club she used to dance in, she remembers why she came running back. She blocked me on everything after the last failed reconciliation attempt, but people still talk. Apparently she's dating, sort of, a string of short, intense things that fizzle out the moment the guy realizes she's still low-key obsessed with what she lost. One dude even ended it because she kept comparing his apartment to our old house on Maple. He didn't sign up to compete with a ghost and a piece of real estate. Sarah, the enabler-in-chief, had her own karma moment. Her company downsized and she lost the fancy downtown loft. She's now couch surfing while looking for something affordable. Amy isn't offering her old storage unit as payback yet. The wedding that never happened still comes up at parties. Amy's version of events has evolved into he sold the house the second I asked for space because he never really loved me. People who know the real timeline just nod politely and change the subject. Her parents stopped speaking to her for almost 2 months after they saw the Miami photos and realized exactly how much money went up in smoke for a daughter who couldn't decide if she wanted to be married or single. Me? I took part of the $380,000 and bought a smaller, newer place on the opposite side of the city, high floor, killer view, no memories attached. The rest is invested and quietly growing. Work is good. Life is calm. The new woman I'm seeing, Lauren, moved in with me 2 months ago. She's 32, funny as hell, and has zero interest in finding herself. When we first started dating, I laid the entire Amy saga out, no sugarcoating. She listened, laughed in the right places, then said, so basically she wanted a free trial of the single life with a full refund policy, and you canceled the subscription. Respect. We're not rushing toward marriage. Neither of us feels the need to prove anything. But when we do talk about the future, it's easy. No cold feet, no breaks, no testing the waters while the other person waits on the dock. Last week I got a random LinkedIn message from Amy. No mutual connections. She must have searched for me. It was short. Hey, I know you probably won't reply, but I owe you an apology. I understand now what I did. I really did think I could pause us like a Netflix show and pick up where we left off. I was wrong. I lost the best thing that ever happened to me because I was selfish and scared. I don't expect forgiveness. I just needed to say it. I hope you're happy. You deserve to be. I stared at it for a long time, then typed back a single line. I am happy. Thank you for saying that. Take care, Amy. And I meant it. No anger left. No bitterness. Just the quiet satisfaction of knowing I didn't let someone treat me like a safety net. Sometimes the trash takes itself out. Sometimes it packs 2 suitcases, hands you the key, and calls it finding herself. Either way, the door stays closed.